We can do that in the future.
Hello.
Hey.
Welcome.
Wednesday. Is it Wednesday?
It is Wednesday, July 16th.
We're Ashley and Gus.
To say hi, I'm Ashley Baptiste with Conferences Connect and UtilityEvents.com.
And I'm Gus Calabrese, and welcome to the Meter Reader.
Live.
We're
live.
Connecting energy professionals.
It's what we do.
It's what we do. So today we thought we'd do something different. First of all, we'll tell you what National Day it is.
Oh, it's a national. There's a national day for. There's always a national day.
So it's National Hot Dog Day, which is the third Wednesday.
Feel like that was like some other time recently.
You would think so.
Okay.
You would think it would be around July 4th or something.
That.
Full disclosure, I don't really eat hot dogs, so it's not something that I do.
He had one at Fenway Park once, and
yeah.
It was
really good, but
he even let me have a bite.
It was really good, but I just don't.
He's just not a hot dog guy.
Yeah. So anyway, I said it doesn't seem healthy.
It's not.
Okay.
Let's be clear.
Anyway,
it's not healthy.
All right, and then it's also National Personal Chef Day. So those 2 days together, I don't understand, but whatever.
You should personal chef me a hot dog.
I can do that for you. I don't mind cooking them. I was thinking of making a cheesesteak tonight.
But they're not. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So anyway, we thought, because we've been asked a few times. Last night we were at 2 different networking events, and we've been asked a few times, like, how did you get into this business? The business of producing conferences. That's what we do. We produce conferences for the utility and energy industry, and we occasionally produce events outside this industry. So I'm going to start with Ashley. Ashley, how did you get into this business?
I got into this business because I listened to my mother. I was in the hospitality industry. I went to college for hospitality at Drexel University. Yay, go Dragons. But hospitality just wasn't quite fitting. Like, I didn't fit in hospitality. So my mother and father were at a conference for something for my dad's business, and they were hanging out with the conference organizer. And my mother came home and said, "Honey, I think this is what you want to do." So I sent my resume, and I had thought about it before. I had sent my resume to a couple of places before, and this time they called back, and that's pretty much how I got in the business. Interestingly, the conference company that I went to work for, the opening that they had for me was in the energy sector of their business. They had different industries, basically industries that they were covering in their organization. So I got a quick immersion on how to produce conferences and the energy industry. So I've been doing it ever since. As soon as I went to my first conference and saw people connect and share ideas with each other and share connections with each other. And really, some of those people are still friends, colleagues, partners, you name it. So when those connections happen, that was hugely fulfilling for me. So here I am all these years later, and just I love it. I love what I do.
That's
Thanks
funny.
for asking.
Well, so I got into the events industry. I'll call it the events industry. I didn't know there were differences between conferences and events and meetings and stuff like that. But I actually got into the events industry at 8 years old. We had the traditional entrepreneur story, traditional lemonade stand, and we had the lemonade stand one day, and I think I made $1. And I'm like, this is never going on. There's too much competition. Everyone wants to do a lemonade stand. So we created a circus at 8 years old. We borrowed the neighbor's dog. We put like a headdress on them, and we charged $1. And I think we made $6 that day for the kids in the neighborhood. But then from there, when I was 14,
that's right.
I like to ski. And we lived about 2 hours from ski resorts, and nobody else in my family skied. And of course, I'm 14. I can't drive. There's no bus. There's no anything. So I realized if I planned ski trips from the Philadelphia area to New York State, I could get I could ski for free, have hotels for free, have weekend for free meals, everything. All I had to do was fill up a bus. So I convinced a partner of mine to help me market the event, to fill up 2 buses so we could both go for free.
Now, back then, marketing.
When
you're
they had
14.
these things. When you're 14, back then, they
flyers.
The flyer. But they didn't
Not
even
like
have
Philadelphia
They
flyers.
didn't have copy machines.
Yes.
They had ditto machines. So I snuck into the teachers.
Or whatever that was, the nasty blue ink. Remember?
Yeah,
that
I had to
stuff?
sneak.
Y'all would, like, smell
They
it.
smelled funny. Yeah, so I snuck into the teacher's lounge when they weren't there, and I cranked out like 200 of these flyers, probably more than that, probably like 500 of these flyers. And then I folded them because you had the lockers were like this big, so I had to
Those
fold.
tiny little slits.
So I had to fold
you
them
were,
in like
shoving
four
them
and
in
shove
there.
it in everybody's locker.
There you go.
But then,
Enterprising young man.
how I got
That's me.
here though, I actually went to school. I actually went to college for petroleum engineering, worked in the oil business. Through a bunch of job changes over the years, I wound up in the .com business, and then wound up asked to be a partner in a magazine and a small email database. And an email database was about 4,500 people at the time in the early 2000s, and today an email database is about 400,000 people just in Philadelphia. And as we were collecting people's data, but restaurants, bars, clubs, lifestyle products and brands in the Philadelphia market asked us to bring people in front of their products. So we started, sort of baptism by fire. We just sort of made it.
Sort of started doing events.
We started doing events, and we were running 80, 90 events a year, up to 20,000 person concerts. I mean, we went from like 6 people at a dinner to 20,000 people, and we were involved with New Year's Eve with some really large events. And then I did that until about 2014, about 10 years ago. And
when I was on the scene.
When I took, and Ashley and I had already known each other. And I'd been traveling with Ashley and helping her at conferences, but I wasn't working in the business that Ashley had. And then in 2014, I took a buyout from my company, and Ashley asked me to be part of this company. And from my standpoint, planning the event, getting the people in the room, making sure the event runs smooth, that's always what I've done. The programming, which Ashley does, and bringing the speakers and bringing in the sponsors and everything. The programming in my former life was different. The programming was beer or wine or an artist. Yeah, like we worked with Maroon 5. We worked with some really big names. But working with those guys, that was the programming. And Ashley's programming was the speakers and the sponsors. So I still do the same thing with our events, is making sure, I always joke, I make sure the ice is cold in the glass, because at the end of the day, if everything went well, I'm having a nice vodka on ice. And
if it's not going well, Gus is running around and looking frustrated.
Yeah, if it's not going well, which thankfully that doesn't happen very often.
No, it doesn't. But we're always out to. And Gus is fantastic at making sure he anticipates what could go wrong. I have future. We've done this before.
I have future vision when it comes to events.
Yeah.
We've had a lot of. I mean, one of the biggest issues that I've learned to become a master at is crowd control. And I know you think about crowd control, and in Philadelphia or in Fort Lauderdale, when you have 400, 500,000 people on the beach, that's a crowd control. But I'm even talking about when you have 50 people and it's time to eat.
Right. How do you
effectively get 50 people meals at the same time?
Right.
And make sure everybody's back in their seats and ready for the conference to begin again. I mean, it's a little bit, how do you deal with the waste?
Believe it or not, there are people who think about this, because if you don't think about it, it backfires.
I think about it all the time.
Right.
I remember when we did our first like large beer festival. It was kind of funny. Our goal was, so when you do a beer festival, you pay whatever. You pay money and you get to drink for free. You get to sample all these beers. Our beer festivals typically had 300 beers out. So I remember we would figure out how long. We wanted the person coming in the front door with their ticket at the time, and people did paper tickets and scan them.
Yeah.
And we wanted the person coming through the front door to be the slowest part of the problem. We were waiting on those people.
Right.
We experienced lines and stuff before, and people get frustrated real fast.
Right.
So we tested. Like, you had to get a wristband, you had to get a cup, you had to get a map of the venue.
How quickly can we do this?
And then even the cups, when we're checking in, I mean, some of these festivals had 5,000 people more. When you're checking those people in, it takes time to unbox the glassware.
Yeah.
And to bring out new wristbands and to bring out. So we would line up our office staff and time it. Did
you know people cared this much about? But it's true. If you don't do that and people are waiting, they feel like, okay, this is a 2-hour, 3-hour experience, and you're now eating into
Yeah.
my time.
I'm going to
Right? I bought a ticket for this.
Here's a pro tip, and we were discussing this in Chicago with somebody. So when everybody's coming through the front door at once, it happens at weddings.
Pre-poured drinks.
Pre-poured drinks. If you got alcohol, or even if you don't have alcohol,
Pre-poured drinks. So
pre-pour a beer and a champagne.
Right. Have servers there with beer or champagne, or the two most popular drinks.
Yeah.
So that the bar doesn't get completely crashed with a massive line right off the bat. So
yeah.
It's a way to take
even appetizer.
Exactly.
Like a canapé.
Yes, I would. Thank you.
So
I
anyway,
had a couple of appetizers last night at those events.
Yeah.
But
so
yeah.
So people were asking us last night, like,
how did you get into this business?
Here
we are.
That's what we do. So leave your questions below. Ask us anything. Somebody we were talking about this last night too. I don't think you were part of that conversation, but
what's that?
Somebody asked me a question, and I said, I haven't seen it all. I said, believe me, I know a lot about this industry, and I've seen a lot of events. I've seen a lot of things happen. But I guarantee you, I have not seen it all, because every time I do an event, I've seen something I haven't seen
something
before.
new. That's true.
Something else pops up.
Stuff happens, but yeah, I mean, we do everything we can to anticipate what
Even last night's second event I went to, it had a little flawed problem that I would have changed.
What's that?
The DJ was too loud.
It was way too loud.
It was a business networking event.
It was a business networking event. I had to basically yell to be heard, or at least to hear myself.
It was an awesome event.
It was a fantastic
and the DJ had it added
great
a vibe.
music. It was
before
a very
you got there.
Totally cool soon.
Just leave me down just a hair.
Yeah.
But other than that, it was fun.
Totally.
It was fun.
Yeah, I'd do that again.
So anyway, questions, ideas, thoughts, put below. Do you have an event you need planned? You need
I was
help with
going
an
to
event?
say
Any aspect of the event
we
from a
put events
registration
together
system?
for other people too. So if you're interested in hosting something that you're trying to either start a product, get a conversation going, some consortium type discussion, whatever you need, just let us know.
Even I'm under. I can turn your business into I can turn an event into a marketing event for any business.
Pretty much.
Tell me the business. Let me know what you're trying to accomplish.
Yep.
We can build an event around your business that'll accomplish your marketing goals,
Which is pretty cool.
which is kind of neat. Yeah,
Kind of amazing.
That's one of my
Very powerful.
Yeah, it's always my fun thing. Everybody likes to gather for something.
They do.
So
let's do that.